Hi, my name is Jeff Armstrong, and I'm going to demonstrate to you MyNextWeek, which is an employee scheduling application. We're going to start right from the beginning. We'll create a new organization in the system, and we will end up with the first, say, 3 weeks of schedule for the companies there. And so we'll go through everything right from the beginning so you can see how little work it is to do this. We'll make a fictitious company that I've got in mind. I'm just going to make an account, log in, and we'll create a new organization. So what we'll do is we will pick an address location, and you can pick wherever you want to be headquartered, and you can pin an address location. So that way we know where you are, double check your time zone, because that's important. So when creating a company, you can create a bunch of position names. We have a bunch of templates here if you want to quickly get going and just throw down some ideas of the different positions that you need. A position is a set of skills that an employee might need to perform a set of duties. And so you typically would have, somebody who knows how to work the cash register, somebody who knows how to make the food, somebody who is managing people operating the drive-through. And so there's a few redundant things here we'll just take out. Perhaps we'll just go with cashier, drive-through. That's good. And the other thing, we can create employees. And you can pick what roles they can perform. But because we are just doing this for a demo, we've got this feature here where you can just randomly create a bunch of people. We'll give them, on average, 2 positions each. And this way we can get started on creating a schedule quickly. So here is our company, and we're off to the races. So here is the schedule editor. The first thing you notice is that whenever you are putting a new shift onto the schedule, you have to say what type of shift that is. So you say cashier, and we are going to say open at 7 a.m. and our shifts will be 8 hours long. And so we'll create, say, 3 of these, and then we'll just go through and create, I don't know, a little bit of everything. Let's see, somebody on grill, 2 sandwich makers, don't need a shift manager. All right, so here are a bunch of shifts, and we'll zoom in so you can see that when they start and when they finish. Here is all the details on a particular shift. They have breaks. You can automatically have the breaks created based on rules in your organization, and this is all configurable. So let's plan some of the breaks. Let's say in this case, somebody's going to take a break at 11. Maybe this guy is going to go at 10:30, and the rest we don't have to specify. And the unspecified breaks just show up as this amount of time will be spent on a break during the shift, but we don't know exactly when. So what we'll do is we'll have an evening shift as well. So we'll select all these, and I'll go clone right. What it did is it created shifts just like all of the initial shifts, and then it placed them to start right when the previous shift ended. But perhaps we want to have a bit of an overlap between our initial shift and the new shift. So let's say, half an hour. We're going to move all these 11 shifts back half an hour. And so you can see now, it'll be a smooth handover, let's say, between one shift and another. So that is our first day. Let's say we want to, here we've got all of these other days that we need to fill in. And so the quick way to do that is just to go copy and then paste, right? And then it's just like the previous day. We can zoom out a little bit so you can see the full week, and let's put more shifts on each of these days. Let's go Saturday as well. So now we've got a bunch of shifts, and it describes the positions that are required for each day. And we can update these. Let's say, we want to delete, say these two. You quickly delete them. If we want to, trim down some days that aren't as busy as others. Okay? Now, let's try filling these shifts. One of the things you can do is you can just go here and assign a shift to somebody. And here you can say, oh, we just assigned it to one of the employees. And you can only assign them to the employees that are capable of performing this role, the people who have this position. And you can go through and do this all you like. Now, this is a rather slow process of picking who works when, and we've got a better way. So what you can do is you can select everything. You can either do that by drag selecting, or what you can do is you can just click on this button here to select all of the shifts. We've got 126 shifts in this schedule, and we'll let the computer decide who should work when. So we'll click on that. Boom. It's figured out who works when, and it's been very smart about it. There's a lot of data that the computer goes over, including availability, work preferences, vacations, position affinity. These are things that I'll go over later, but there's a lot of things it considers when it figures out who can work when. For instance, if I give this position also to Brooke, you'll notice that it shows an error here saying, hey, this is obviously wrong. So and it gives the reasons right here. They're already working another shift because there's a bit of crossover, and this is more than the number of hours that somebody is supposed to be able to have in a day. So I'll just pick for me, and it'll set it back. And so let's suppose we're done this schedule, and we want to just publish it so everyone can see it. Again, select everything, publish. Boom. Everyone just got notified of their new schedule. Now let's suppose we're going to have next week is going to be a lot like this week. So what we can do is select this, 126 shifts, copy, click the arrow to go to the next week, paste. And here is the skills that we need, the roles that need to be filled. Pick, thinks for a second, and boom. Again, we're done. Second week. Now let's suppose we want to, we can do this again. You'd say, well, do you just go back and grab a schedule that you want to copy? Well, you could do that. The other thing you can do is you can create a template, and I'll do that right now. So you click on Create Template, and we'll call this Standard Week. And now, even if I were to select everything and just delete all these shifts, and I clear the clipboard, cleared, I can go back to here, Standard Week, and I can start, let's say we want to start on the Tuesday. It goes through Sunday, and just paste those shifts. We can undo the change. We'll post it on the Monday because that's when you really want to do this. Pick for me. Publish. Done. And all of these shifts, you can see their breaks. You can see activity for the shift. Whenever anything gets changed after the shift is published, is recorded here in kind of an audit trail. You can put comments here. Remember the keys. Now these are published shifts, so you'll notice that these controls no longer let me just edit them by default. They're read-only. So if I want to edit anything that's published, I click on the lock icon to unlock everything. I get this warning saying anything you do will generate notifications. Are you sure you want to make a change? And oftentimes it's, yeah, we need to make a change to a published schedule. Let's suppose we're going to move this shift back 2 hours. So I'm going to, or forward. Let's say forward 2 hours. So we just move the shift forward, and if I go back to this activity tab, you can see, hey, look, the start and the finish time for this shift was changed a few seconds ago by Johnny Applegate. So you can see that there's an audit trail of everything that happens. The next thing that I want to talk about is clocking in and clocking out. You can see that there is the times when the shift is scheduled to start and end. And if people clock in and out on their mobile phones, then you'll see this information here, and they can clock in and out to the shift, and when they go on a break, they can clock in and out for that as well. That's great for having the information for your payroll. When you have a schedule, you can view it by position like we have been, so it's grouped by what the role is. Or what you can do is group it by person. So as people, you can see, say, Carlos. Here are the shifts that he's working. And it's, in this case, they're colored by the position, grill and sandwich maker. And so he is able to, we can see he's got 32 hours scheduled. And again, there's no errors. Now, if we do something, let's suppose we're going to do something to cause a problem, right? Okay, so now you see this warning message that comes up on the schedule. If you click on this, it says if there's anything wrong, anything triggers a warning in the schedule, this alert comes up. You tap on it, and it'll show you, oh, look, this is the problem. And you can see it could be that they're not scheduled to work, they're not available to work at a particular time, or whatever the problem is, it will let you know. And whenever you have these issues, you can just tell the schedule editor to, we'll take this one and say, pick for me, find somebody else. And it does. What we can do here is figure out what the issues are, the schedules, with just a glance. When you want to find a particular person, let's suppose we want to go and look by position and say, well, we're grouped by position, but we want to see when, say, Ethan is working. You can see that Ethan is working on Monday on the fryers, and then the rest of the week when he is working on the cashier. So when you're grouped by position, you can filter by the employee name, or if we go by person, you can filter by the position name. So if you go fryers, search for that, you can say, here are all the people that are working fryers shifts. You can back that up. So there we go. The first 3 schedules have been made. You can see all the different tools used to make them. And now, when they're made, you can flip back to the calendar and you can see this is the employee schedule that shows all the people and the days and when they're working. And those are the basics to how to get your first schedule up online. Thank you for watching, and you can see our other videos on how to take this even further. Thank you. Bye-bye.